back to the Michigan Business Beat. No, that's wrong. Welcome back to People Problem, right? All
It's a
right.
people problem.
Hey, this is Fathy Shetiah's show, and I came in to do the intro, which is exactly why I botched it like I did. But Fathy Shetiah, of course, is the originator, the founder, the CEO of 7C Lingo, and the Grand Poobah, I guess. That's the only thing I left out. And it stands to reason I would be the first guest on People Problem. So I have been a people problem for people. Fate, take it from here. This is your show, and I am so ecstatic that you are on our network.
Thank you, Chris. I really appreciate the opportunity to be able to do something like this with somebody like yourself and your team. So it's exciting to have obviously turn the mic around and just now ask you questions and see how well I can do on this. So first question, given your experience, when you started your career, how were people thinking about culture and communication in the business compared to say today, 2025 or 2026?
Well, it's kind of interesting because when I first started in business, it was not a huge issue. It was like if immigrants are going to come here and they're going to work in our businesses, they need to know our language, how we handle things, etc. And that was pretty much it. So we didn't go out of our way enough to say they're coming in with their culture. We should know about that. And that will lead to, believe it or not, higher productivity, better feeling of team building. It's all those things. So we've kind of been forced into that issue, and it's really a shame we had to be forced there. We should have been available to it. I became extremely aware of it when I started doing international business, which actually started in Japan and mostly has been in China for the last maybe 20 years. And you can make some real social faux pas.
Mhm.
I remember Fateh sitting in Beijing having a dinner, and my interpreter started talking to other people in the room in Chinese. And I got thinking, this is funny. Did I quit paying her or something? She wasn't, So I reached in my pocket and I pulled out a couple bucks, and I was going to make the joke that every time I don't feed her money, she quits interpreting. And I thought that was hilarious. Well, the interpreter looked at me and went, put the money away. You're offending everyone. Like I was trying to pay for my own dinner, which was offensive, right? So
Absolutely.
that little thing said to me, be careful where you step. I
Yeah.
mean, you can make some real faux pas, real mistakes.
Absolutely. So that actually leads, Chris, I appreciate your transparency there. So tell me, what does culture intelligence mean to you? Obviously, what you know today is different than what you known back then, but in a simplest form, business form, what would you tell people culture intelligence means to
Well, it
you?
means to me being aware of if you're in a position where you have people from other countries working in your business, it means being aware of their culture as best you can. And you can achieve this a number of ways. You have seen it. You can achieve it through a 7C lingo, giving instruction on it. You can also open communication and probably best with your workforce in entirety as best you can, just sharing things. Listen, before we came on, I said, do you celebrate Christmas, right?
Yeah,
Well, so that's a viable question. And if
absolutely.
you don't celebrate Christmas, what do you celebrate so that
Yeah.
we can, share in that with you, etc. Those kinds of things. So CQ to me, or yeah, CQ to me means if you're going to build a productive team, a team that works together, you better make sure you know as much about that team as you possibly can. And I equate it to coaching. The whole success is not how many great players you have. It's how you build that team to work together. That's what produces victory.
And that's a great point because we do see this all the time. So tell me a little bit about your obviously long history in business, 80s, 90s compared to 2020 or 2020 plus. Where do you see the dynamics of culture and the importance of communication, specifically as the globe is opening up so much more?
It's kind of interesting because thank God for technology, even though I curse it a lot of times because it doesn't let you sit on the lounger anymore and watch a full game. But the point is that the globe has, as you said, shrunk so much. I used to say to my kids when they were talking about the differences in countries, a lot of that was because the people were so different. And I said, don't worry about it. In 2 or 3 generations, we're going to all look alike. And I based that on the fact that it's so easy to travel internationally anymore. And so you wind up maybe service. We saw this through the armed services, the guys who were stationed in countries and then came back with brides, right? And
Absolutely.
and I say that from a gender standpoint. That's generally what happened. And now it's upside down. It's more prolific, et cetera, et cetera. So it's what I see is more of it and more need for guys like you.
Thank you so much, Chris. We are coming to an end, and I really appreciate you being our first guest. And this has been very informative from your position. So once again, this is Fathy Shetiah from It's a People Problem on the Michigan Business Network. Thank you so much.